It's a time. It's the one thing we can't buy, can't sell, can't trade. It's the great equalizer. Rich or poor, young or old, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. But here's the kicker, how we use those hours, that's what sets us apart. You're here because you want to make a change. You're tired of watching the clock tick away while your dreams gather dust. Well, I'm here to tell you it's time to wake up. It's time to stop hitting that snooze button on your life. Every second you spend doing nothing is a second you'll never get back. Think about that. Really let it sink in. Those minutes you waste scrolling through your phone, gone. Those hours binge watching shows you don't even like, vanished. That day you spent feeling sorry for yourself, it's history. But here's the good news. You're still breathing, you're still here, and as long as you're here, you've got a chance to turn things around, to make your mark, to live a life that matters. Now, I'm not saying you need to be productive every single minute of every single day. That's not realistic, and it's not healthy. We all need time to rest, to recharge. But there's a big difference between taking a break and wasting time. Taking a break is intentional. It's purposeful. It's something you do to come back stronger, more focused. Wasting time, that's just letting life slip through your fingers like sand. So how do we stop wasting time? Starts with awareness. You need to be honest with yourself about where your time is going. Keep a log for a week. Write down everything you do, hour by hour. I guarantee you'll be surprised and maybe be shocked at how much time you're throwing away. Once you know where your time is going, you can start making changes. And I'm not talking about some massive overnight transformation. Small changes consistently applied can lead to big results. Start with your mornings. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Are you hitting snooze 5 times and then rushing out the door? Or are you getting up with purpose, taking time to set your intentions for the day? Try this, set your alarm 30 minutes earlier than usual. Use that time to do something that feeds your soul. Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's exercise. Whatever it is, make it something that moves you closer to your goals. Speaking of goals, do you have them? I'm not talking about vague wishes or someday dreams. I'm talking about clear, specific goals with deadlines. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect to get there? Write down your goals. Put them somewhere you can see them every day. Let them be a constant reminder of what you're working towards. Because here's the truth, time will pass whether you're working towards something or not. Might as well make it count. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, I don't have time for goals, I'm too busy. But busy doing what? Are you confusing activity with productivity? Are you filling your days with busy work that doesn't actually move the needle? It's time to get ruthless with your schedule. Look at everything you do and ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to my goals? Is this the best use of my time? If the answer is no, it's time to cut it out or cut it down. This might mean saying no to things. And let me tell you, saying no can be hard. We're taught to be agreeable, to go along, to get along. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to something that does. Your time is valuable. Treat it that way. Don't let other people's priorities become your emergencies. Don't let someone else's agenda hijack your day. Now, I'm not saying you should never help others or do things for other people. Far from it. Giving back, contributing to your community, that's important. That's part of living a life that matters. But it needs to be on your terms, aligned with your values and your goals. Actions. We live in a world that's designed to grab our attention and hold it. Social media, emails, notifications, they're all competing for your time and your focus, and they're winning. The average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media. 2 hours. Think about what you could accomplish in 2 hours. You could learn a new skill, start a side hustle, spend quality time with your loved ones. Instead, we're scrolling through endless feeds, looking at other people's highlight reels. It's time to take control. Turn off notifications. Set specific times for checking email and social media. Use apps that block distracting websites if you need to. Whatever it takes to reclaim your time and your focus. Because here's the thing about focus. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And when you can focus, really focus on what matters, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start making real progress towards your goals. Procrastination. We all do it. We all have those tasks we keep putting off, telling ourselves we'll get to them later. But later never comes, does it? And those tasks just sit there weighing on our minds, stealing our energy. Here's a little secret. Action cures fear. The things we procrastinate on are often the things we're afraid of. Afraid of failing, afraid of succeeding, afraid of change. But when you take action, even small action, that fear starts to dissolve. So start small. If you've been putting off a big project, don't try to tackle it all at once. Break it down into smaller tasks, then pick just one, and do it right now. Not later, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it. Now, you'll be amazed at how good it feels to cross something off your list. That sense of accomplishment, that momentum, it's powerful. It can carry you forward, helping you tackle bigger and bigger tasks. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I don't have any big goals. I'm just trying to get through the day. And that's okay. Not everyone needs to be chasing world domination, but everyone needs a reason to get up in the morning. Everyone needs something to work towards. Maybe your goal is to be a better parent. Maybe it's to improve your health. Maybe it's to learn a new skill or pick up a new hobby, whatever it is. Make it specific, make it measurable, and give it a deadline. And here's the key, write it down. There's something powerful about putting pen to paper. It makes your goals real. It makes them tangible. It turns them from vague wishes into concrete plans. Once you have your goals written down, look at them every day. Let them guide your decisions. When you're faced with a choice about how to spend your time, ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Is this moving me in the right direction? Now, I'm not saying you should never relax or have fun. Downtime is important. Rest is important, but there's a difference between intentional relaxation and mindless time wasting. One recharges you, the other drains you. So be intentional about your relaxation. Plan for it. Schedule it. And when you're relaxing, really relax. Don't half watch TV while scrolling through your phone. Give yourself permission to fully unwind without guilt. Then when it's time to work, you can give it your full focus and energy. Habits. Our lives are shaped by our daily habits more than we realize. The small things we do every day add up over time, creating the lives we lead. I want to write a book. Make a habit of writing 500 words a day. Want to get in shape? Make a habit of exercising for 30 minutes every morning. Want to start a business? Make a habit of working on it for an hour each evening. These habits might seem small, but they compound over time. A little progress each day adds up to big results over a year, 5 years, a decade. But here's the catch. Bad habits compound too. Spending an hour watching TV instead of working on your goals might not seem like a big deal today. But do that every day for a year, and you've lost 365 hours. That's over 15 days of your life. So take a hard look at your habits. Are they moving you closer to your goals or further away? Are they making you the person you want to be, or are they holding you back? Changing habits isn't easy. It takes time, it takes effort, and yes, it takes willpower, but it's worth it. Because when you change your habits, you change your life. Start small. Pick one habit you want to change. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's cutting out junk food. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes a day. Whatever it is, focus on that one habit for 30 days. Make it your mission. Make it non-negotiable. After 30 days, that new habit will start to feel natural. It'll become part of who you are. Then you can move on to the next habit. Remember, this isn't about perfection. You'll have setbacks. You'll have days where you slip up. That's okay. What matters is that you get back on track. Don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, a bad year. Something that trips up a lot of people, perfectionism. Some of you might be thinking, I'm not wasting time. I'm just waiting for the perfect moment. I'm waiting until I'm ready. Let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. There is no ready. There's just now, and now is all you've got. Perfectionism is just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not measuring up. But here's the truth. Action beats perfection every time. An imperfect start is better than a perfect delay. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Start now, start messy, start imperfect. You can always improve as you go, but you can't improve what you haven't started. This way, every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person started somewhere. They didn't wait until they were perfect. They started, they learned, they improved. That's the key, continuous improvement. It's not about being perfect today. It's about being a little bit better than you were yesterday. It's about progress, not perfection. So ask yourself, what's one small step you can take today towards your goals? What's one thing you can do right now to move forward? Then do it, take that step, make that move. Because here's the thing, Time is going to pass whether you take action or not. A year from now, you're going to be a year older. The question is, what are you going to do with that year? Are you going to be in the same place with the same regrets, the same unfulfilled dreams? Or are you going to be able to look back and say, I made progress. I moved forward. I made my time count. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I've already wasted so much time. Is it too late for me? And to that, I say, absolutely not. It's never too late to make a change. It's never too late to start living with purpose. Look, we all have regrets. We all have things we wish we'd done differently. But dwelling on past mistakes is just another way of wasting time. You can't change the past, but you can learn from it. You can use it as fuel to drive you forward. So instead of beating yourself up over wasted time, focus on the time you have now. Focus on making the most of every day, every hour, every minute from this point forward. Remember, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Your past doesn't define you. Your future is still unwritten. You have the power to change your story. But when I first say this is important, you have to take responsibility for your time. You have to own it. No one else is going to manage your time for you. No one else is going to make your dreams a reality. That's on you. So stop making excuses. Stop blaming circumstances or other people or bad luck. Take ownership of your life and your time. Because when you take ownership, you take control. And when you're in control, anything is possible. Now, I want to talk about something that's crucial when it comes to making the most of your time. Your environment. The people you surround yourself with, the places you spend your time, the information you consume, all of these shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your life. Take a look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they pushing you to be better? Are they supporting your goals? Or are they pulling you down, encouraging you to waste time, to settle for less than you're capable of? It's been said that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who make you want to be better. And it's not just about people. Look at your physical environment. Is it set up to support your goals? Or is it full of distractions and temptations? If you want to read more, keep books visible and easily accessible. If you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, stock your fridge with nutritious foods and get rid of the junk. Make it easy to do the right things and hard to do the wrong things. Set yourself up for success. Something that's often overlooked when it comes to making the most of our time, rest and recovery. Some of you might be thinking, but isn't rest just another form of wasting time? No, it's not. Rest isn't wasted time. It's an investment in your future productivity and well-being. Without proper rest, you can't perform at your best. You can't think clearly. You can't make good decisions. You can't be truly productive. But here's the key. Rest needs to be intentional. It needs to be purposeful. Scrolling through social media for hours isn't rest. It's avoidance. Binge watching TV shows late into the night isn't rest. It's escapism. Real rest recharges you. It refreshes you. It prepares you to tackle your goals with renewed energy and focus. So make time for real rest. Get enough sleep. Take breaks during the day. Give yourself permission to truly unplug and recharge regularly. Remember, it's not about working 24/7. It's about working smart, with focus and intention, and then resting with equal intention. Now, I want to address something that holds a lot of people back, the fear of failure. Many of us waste time because we're afraid to try. We're afraid of failing, of looking foolish, of not measuring up. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They learned from it, they grew from it, and they kept moving forward. So don't let the fear of failure keep you from taking action. Don't let it make you waste your precious time. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. See it as feedback, not a final verdict. Remember, the only real failure is not trying. Everything else is just a lesson. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to talk about something that's crucial when it comes to making the most of your time, your why, your purpose, your reason for doing what you do. When you have a strong why, it becomes easier to push through the tough times. It becomes easier to say no to distractions. It becomes easier to get up early, to work hard, to keep going when others would quit. So ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are your goals important to you? How will achieving them change your life? How will it impact the people you care about? Get clear on your why, write it down. Remind yourself of it every day. Let it be your North Star guiding you when times get tough. Because here's the thing, there will be tough times. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when it seems easier to give up, to fall back into old habits, to waste time. But when you have a strong why, you can push through those days. You can remind yourself why you started, why it matters, why you can't give up. Your time is precious. Your life is precious. Don't waste it living someone else's dream or no dream at all. Find your purpose, your passion, and pursue it with everything you've got. In the end, that's what this is all about. It's not just about being productive or efficient. It's about living a life of purpose, a life of meaning, a life where you can look back and say, I made the most of my time. I made a difference. Because that's what we all want, isn't it? To know that our time here mattered. To know that we left the world a little better than we found it. So stop wasting time. Stop putting off your dreams. Stop letting life pass you by while you're distracted by things that don't matter. Start living with intention. Start making every minute count. Start building the life you want one day at a time. Remember, time is the most precious resource you have. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. Once it's gone for good. That for a second. Really let it sink in. Every minute that ticks by is a minute you'll never get back. So how are you going to use it? Are you going to use it scrolling mindlessly through social media? Are you going to use it watching TV shows you don't even like? Are you going to use it complaining about things you can't change? Or are you going to use it to learn something new? To create something meaningful? To help someone in need? To move closer to your goals? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you make every single day, every single hour, every single minute. Now, I'm not saying you need to be productive every waking moment. That's not realistic, and it's not healthy. We all need time to relax, to recharge, to enjoy life. But there's a big difference between intentional relaxation and mindless time wasting. One rejuvenates you, prepares you to tackle your goals with renewed energy. The other leaves you feeling empty, unfulfilled, wondering where the day went. So be intentional about your downtime. Plan for it, make it count. When you're relaxing, really relax. Give yourself permission to fully unwind without guilt. Then when it's time to work, give it your all. Something that eats up a lot of people's time, indecision. How many hours have you wasted going back and forth on a decision? How much time have you lost to analysis paralysis? Here's the truth. In most cases, making a decision, even if it's not perfect, is better than making no decision at all. Because when you make a decision, you can take action, and action leads to results. Those results might not always be what you hope for, but guess what? That's okay. Because even when you fail, you learn, you grow, you move forward. But when you're stuck in indecision, you're standing still. You're wasting time. And remember, time is the one thing you can never get back. So start making decisions. Trust your gut. Take action. If it turns out to be the wrong decision, that's fine. Learn from it and make a better decision next time. Now let's address something that holds a lot of people back, the need for approval. How much time do you waste worrying about what other people think? How often do you hold back on your dreams because you're afraid of judgment? Let me tell you something. Other people's opinions of you are none of your business. You don't need anyone's permission to chase your dreams. You don't need anyone's approval to live your life. The only person you need to impress is yourself. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. So stop wasting time trying to please everyone. Stop putting your dreams on hold because you're worried about what people might say. Start living for yourself. Because here's the truth. When you're on your deathbed, you won't be thinking about what other people thought of you. You'll be thinking about whether you lived a life true to yourself, whether you had the courage to chase your dreams. Don't let fear or judgment rob you of your precious time. Don't let it steal your dreams, something that's crucial when it comes to making the most of your time. Focus. In today's world, we're bombarded with distractions. Our phones buzz constantly. Our inboxes overflow. There's always another notification, another update, another thing demanding our attention. But here's the thing. Attention is a finite resource. Every time you shift your focus, you're using up some of that resource. And when you're constantly shifting, constantly multitasking, you're not just wasting time. You're wasting mental energy. So start practicing deep focus. When you're working on something important, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, create an environment that supports concentration. It might be hard at first. We've become so accustomed to constant stimulation that sitting with one task can feel uncomfortable. But push through that discomfort, because when you can focus deeply, That's when you do your best work. That's when you make real progress. Remember, it's not about the number of hours you put in, it's about the quality of those hours. 1 hour of deep, focused work is worth more than 3 hours of distracted, multitasking effort. Something that trips up a lot of people, the idea of finding time. How often have you said to yourself, I'll do it when I find the time? Here's the hard truth. You'll never find time. You have to make time. Time isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you carve out, something you prioritize, something you fight for. So stop waiting to find time for your goals, for your dreams, for the things that matter. Start making time. Start scheduling it. Start treating it as non-negotiable. Because if you don't make time for what's important to you, you'll end up spending all your time on what's important to others. Now, let's address something that wastes a lot of people's time. Comparison. How much time do you spend comparing yourself to others? How often do you get caught up in the trap of keeping up with the Joneses? Let me tell you something. Comparison is the thief of joy. And it's also the thief of time when you're constantly looking at what everyone else is doing. You're not focused on your own path. You're wasting time and energy on something you can't control. Remember, everyone's journey is different. Everyone's timeline is different. What matters is that you're making progress on your own goals, not how your progress compares to someone else's. So stop wasting time on comparison. Focus on your own journey. Celebrate your own progress. Compete with yourself, not with others. Something that's often overlooked when it comes to time management, saying no. How often do you say yes to things you don't really want to do? How much of your time is spent on other people's priorities? Here's the thing. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Every commitment you make is time you can't spend on your own goals and dreams. So start getting comfortable with saying no. Start setting boundaries. Start prioritizing your own time and energy. This doesn't mean you should never help others or do things for other people, but it does mean being selective. It means making sure that the way you spend your time aligns with your values and your goals. Remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation for saying no. No is a complete sentence. Now let's address something that holds a lot of people back. Waiting for the right time. How often have you put off your dreams because the timing wasn't perfect? Let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. There's just now. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances will never be perfect. If you wait for everything to line up just right, you'll be waiting forever. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop putting your dreams on hold. Start taking action now, even if it's just small steps. Because here's the truth. The right time is when you decide to make it the right time. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Something that eats up a lot of people's time, perfectionism. How much time do you waste trying to make things perfect? How often do you hold back from starting something because you're afraid it won't be good enough? Here's the thing. Perfectionism is just fear in disguise. It's fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not measuring up. But here's the truth. Nothing is ever perfect. And waiting for perfection is just another way of wasting time. So stop striving for perfection. Start striving for progress. Remember, done is better than perfect. An imperfect start is better than a perfect delay. Now, let's address something that wastes a lot of people's time. Dwelling on the past. How much time do you spend replaying old mistakes? How often do you get caught up in what ifs and if onlys? Let me tell you something. The past is gone. You can't change it. All you can do is learn from it and move. Every minute you spend dwelling on the past is a minute you're not using to create your future. It's a minute wasted. So stop living in the past. Stop letting old mistakes and regrets hold you back. Start focusing on the present. Start creating the future you want. Remember, your past doesn't define you. Your future is still unwritten. You have the power to change your story starting right now. Let's talk about something that's crucial when it comes to making the most of your time. Your morning routine. How do you start your day? Are you hitting snooze 5 times and then rushing out the door? Or are you starting with intention, setting yourself up for success? Here's the thing. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. A strong morning routine can set you up for a productive, focused day. A chaotic morning can throw off your entire day. So start taking control of your mornings. Create a routine that energizes you, that centers you, that prepares you to tackle your goals. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's reading or journaling. Whatever it is, make it something that moves you closer to your goals. Remember, you don't have to be a morning person to have a strong morning routine. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. if that doesn't work for you. It's about creating a consistent start to your day that sets you up for success. Now, let's address something that holds a lot of people back: the fear of change. How often do you stick with the familiar even when it's not serving you? How much time do you waste doing things the way you've always done them, even when there might be a better way? Let me tell you something. Change is the only constant in life, and resisting change is just another way of wasting time. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Progress happens when you're willing to try new things, to adapt, to evolve. So stop fearing change, start embracing it. See it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better. Remember, the most dangerous phrase in the language is "we've always done it this way." Don't let that mindset waste your time and hold you back from your potential. Something that's often overlooked when it comes to making the most of your time: your health. How much attention do you pay to your physical and mental well-being? How often do you push yourself to the point of burnout in the name of productivity? Here's the thing. Your health is your wealth. When you're not healthy, everything takes longer. Everything is harder. You can't perform at your best when you're run down, stressed out, or sick. So stop neglecting your health in the name of saving time or being productive. Start seeing self-care as an investment in your productivity and success. Make time for exercise. Make time for healthy meals. Make time for sleep. Make time for activities that reduce stress and boost your mental health. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's what allows you to show up fully for your goals, your dreams, and the people who matter to you. Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Your time is your life. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. So I ask you, how are you going to spend it? Are you going to waste it on things that don't matter? Or are you going to invest it in your dreams, your goals, your growth? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you make every single day. Remember, you have greatness within you. You have the power to create the life you want. But that power is nothing without action. And action takes time. So stop wasting time. Start living with purpose. Start making every minute count. Because in the end, it's not about how much time you have. It's about what you do with the time you have. Time is now. Your moment is now. Don't waste it. Seize it. Make it count. Because if not now, when? If not you, who? Clock is ticking. What are you going to do with your time?